you by your local independently owned home hardware and building center location. Homeowners helping homeowners. The Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware and building center location. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Young players share a thought here before the game. Brett Laurie and tonight's starter Kyle Drabek, and they have a tradition of doing this before every game, whether or not Drabek is starting. Tonight, real challenge for Blue Jays. The Red Hot Texas Rangers, 16-6 to start the season. Mike Napoli, in his last 12 games, .348, 7 home runs and 12 RBIs. He is absolutely on fire. But you can say that about just about anybody in this lineup. The only piece of good news for the Blue Jays, no Josh Hamilton tonight, as he left last night's game with a back problem.
So he will be sitting out at least this game. He's available to pinch hit, but he will not start against Kyle Drabek, who keeps heading down the right path in his development as a pitcher. He lost his last start in Baltimore, but held the Orioles to just 2 runs on 5 hits in 6 innings pitched. That keeps his streak intact. 4 starts this year in 2012, and he's kept the opposition to 2 unearned runs or fewer in all 4 games. And if the Blue Jays can get that from Kyle Drabek, they're going to win a lot of games.
24-year-old Kyle Drabek has sorted out some mechanical issues, and it's really helped him to stay in the strike zone. And this is something you'll see every time he takes the mound. He steps off his landing spot, and then he marks it with an X, and that's where he wants to land, to stay in stride toward the hitter.
Stay in your lanes. You hear that all the time with pitchers, that they have to stay in their lanes, and that lane is going straight to home.
Ian Kinsler will lead things off, the Rangers' second baseman. Kinsler, a .297 average, and always a threat with the long ball. He's homered 5 times already this season. Ball in the strike.
First inning also, he can get you a run very quickly. He's had 21 career leadoff home runs. A little bit different type of leadoff hitter. Power, speed. And he's up there swinging the bat.
Rangers are a very dangerous team early in the ballgame. They've scored 21 runs in the first inning already this season. This has not been a real good spot for Kinsler as far as a batting average. Drives this ball toward the gap, and Kobe Erasmus tracks it down. Kinsler's retired. We're not.
Take a look at the scouting report for young Kyle Drabek, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. It's the fastball, I think, for Drabek. He's got to establish that early. He's been sinking it a lot better this year using the 2-seamer. Still has that put-away breaking ball that he can get you out with the strikeout pitch. That's his curveball. And he's mixed in more changeups. But the whole thing for Kyle Drabek is establish that fastball early, get that 2-seamer where the opposition is swinging at it.
Drabek is 8th in the American League in ERA. First pitch strike right at the knees. Elvis Andrews, the shortstop. Andrews has really fit into this ball club. Swings the bat, has really refined his play at shortstop. Drabek's ahead 0-2. We mentioned Drabek's ERA. It's .225, and that is good for 8th in the American League. It's even better at home. He's got a .145 earned run average here in this ballpark.
Well, if he continues to do his thing that he has done in his first 4 starts, let's keep his team in the ball game, it's going to be fine. He got a little upset about the 2 fly balls that he gave up into Baltimore. One of them sneaked over the fence in left field that he thought was just a fly ball to left field. The other one, Colby Rasmus, just missed in center field. But everything else was on the ground. What you want? Strikeouts.
That came Wednesday night in Baltimore. Orioles won that game 3-0, and Drabek gave a 2-out home run to Wilson Bettamy in the second inning, and then another 2-out home run to Chris Davis. And Davis was the pop-up that looked like it was going to be the 3rd out of the inning. Cut out and miss there, and Sevia smothers it, and Andrews will strike out. There's that good curveball that Drabek really buried for the strikeout.
It's a put-away pitch for Kyle Drabek. If he could use that 2-seamer and the cutter and the changeup early, it sets up this right over the top. Watch the spin on that ball. That is a tough pitch to throw. Not everybody can throw that type of spinning curveball, and Drabek's got a good one.
Michael Young, that's 3rd tonight. He is making his 4th start at 3rd base. Up and away, Young has been the DH 14 times this season. As he has played shortstop on an everyday basis. He's played second base as a regular. And now, I guess he's the regular DH.
What a team player for Michael Young. Yu Darvish, as he waits in the dugout to take them out. But Michael Young, shortstop, they go out and get, an A-Rod. He moves over to second base. They get Alfonso Soriano. He moves over to 3rd. What more can you say? And he just keeps hitting.
He moved for Elvis Andrews when Andrews joined the team as a youngster. And he is, without question, the captain of this Rangers team.
Heart and soul of this ball club.
2-1 to Michael Young. Fouled off. Boy, Drabek has really done a nice job, and Bruce Walton has done a terrific job working with Drabek, and they're trying to manage his skills and make some refinements. But boy, has he taken the steps in the right direction.
He's so competitive when he is out on that mound.
Full count. 2 outs. We're in the 1st inning. Texas Rangers in town for a 3-game series. Yu Darvish making his 5th big league start here tonight. He was perfect 3-0 to start his big league career. Here's the payoff pitch to Young. Cut on and missed. Drabek strikes out 2 to begin the ball game. A 1-2-3 first. Yu Darvish will make his Toronto debut. The series against the Seattle Mariners, 2 games to 1. They're 12-10 for the season. Escobar, Johnson, Bautista, Lynn, and then the red-hot Edwin Encarnacion. His last 12 games, he's at .348 with 4 homers and driven in 11. His OPS is over 1, and Edwin Encarnacion is absolutely locked in right now.
Driving in some big runs for the Blue Jays. What a start to the Major League career of Yu Darvish. Lots of hype, and he's been able to match that hype with those numbers. 3-0, 242 earned run average. He blanked the Yankees over 8 1/3 innings in his last start to improve to 3-0. He's got a very good whip. Left-handers, right-handers have trouble picking up his breaking ball, so we're very interested to see him. One thing that he did in that start against the Yankees last time out, he never threw out of the windup. He felt like he was getting ahead of himself, so he stayed in the stretch the whole game, and it obviously helped him.
You can see there are several Darvish fans in attendance tonight here at Rogers Center. Darvish is a little bit different than most of the Japanese pitchers we have seen come to the big leagues in that he's just 25 years old. He is in the prime of his career.
He's tall, 6'5", and his stuff plays like a power pitcher. A little bit differently than some of the other Japanese pitchers that we have seen over the year. He's also got a great arm width, speed with that pitch. His arm is very loose, very long, and I think that's how he creates the speed.
Up and in. The thing that I've noticed in watching him, and I've watched several of his games, is that they talked about 97, 98 miles an hour. He doesn't throw half hard at all. He'll pitch right around 92, 93. But it's the assortment of pitches that he will utilize that make him most effective.
Different variations of his curveball. He's got the same curveball, but he'll throw it at 3 different speeds. So it'll give the illusion that he's got 3 different pitches just off of the one curveball.
Mike Napoli has caught 4 of his 5 starts. He is back behind the plate again tonight. There's a breaking ball. You can see that Escobar buckled on that pitch. Looked like it might have been around the inside corner.
Looked like it was coming up and in, and you're right, it froze just for a second. Everybody's getting their first look at Yu Darvish.
2-2 to Escobar. There's that slider, and Escobar strikes out.
You know, a slider is a slider, but what makes a good one, the separation from a good one and a mediocre one, is the location. And that one right on the outside corner for his first strikeout. He struck out 10 Yankees in his last start. Darvish did, pitching into the 9th inning. That's number 1 here tonight.
Escobar saw an assortment of pitches. He saw a slow breaking ball, and then they finished slider. Kelly Johnson. Fastball up and away. Keep an eye on the velocity of his fastball. That pitch was 93 miles an hour. The hardest pitch he threw against the Yankees was 95. And he just touched 95. He had Jeter with a 2-2 pitch and tried to really reach back for a little extra.
Must have been a fast gun that we have heard so much about. This guy's 97, 98 miles an hour, but you're right. It's good. It's above average. A good average Major League fastball, about 89 miles an hour. It's above average.
Might have been that hard splitter that he throws, and it's not a big tumbling breaking pitch. It's a lot like Tom Henke's split finger pitch, more of a off-speed fastball than anything else. Truly a split finger fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Split finger fastball is just another way of saying changeup.
There's that slow breaking ball, and he'll take a lot off of that curveball, and he's racked up 2 strikeouts.
Scouting report for Yu Darvish. You know, there's been reports that he's got 6 different types of pitches, but it's basically the same: fastball, slider. His cutter is like a slider, a curveball, and a splitter. He'll use that splitter as a changeup, and again, he'll have different variations of the curveball where he'll throw it a little bit harder than the last one. One is a get-me-over curveball where it's slower. The other one is a put-away curveball to strike the guy out. I think that's the one we saw to Kelly Johnson.
Bautista didn't waste any time. And after that first pitch fastball.
I think that's got to be the approach tonight by the Blue Jay hitters against Darvish. You want to get a lot of information, especially your first at bat. That, all right, let me see him spin that breaking ball. Let me see what that split finger fastball looks like. But I think you've got to hit that fastball early in the count against him.
Bautista behind 0-1. Down and away. There's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Reaching back for a little something extra.
Darvish gave up 5 earned runs in the first 2 innings he pitched. And then over his last 24 innings, just 2 earned runs.
With a boatload of strikeouts.
Of course, there was the ties with the Blue Jays. There were a lot of rumors out there that the Blue Jays were in heavy on the posting process. No one knows for sure. But that posting fee paid to his club in Japan was over $50 million. 2-1, 2 outs. That breaking ball looks like it's off the plate inside. Corey Glazer behind the plate has called it twice on Blue Jay hitters in this inning.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to continue to call it tonight. So the hitters have to put that in their book and remember that. Don't give up on that breaking ball.
Popped up over near the Blue Jays dugout. Young and Napoli on the warning track. It's Michael Young, the third baseman. Napoli gets out of his way, and the Blue Jays are down in order in the first.
Welcome back to the Rogers Center. It is the 4th annual Sportsnet Charity Broadcast Auction. I'm Ivanka Osmak. As always, some fantastic, unique items that you can bid on tonight. The lines are officially open right now. I believe the number is on your screen, and there's something for every price point. Something we call a fan pack for only $100 donation. You can do this online. You get a fan pack that includes a bobblehead, a Jays hat, Blue Jays rally towel, a Jays Care reusable bag, amongst other things. Oh, and a baseball signed by a Toronto Blue Jays player from this year. So some really cool stuff for any fan of the game. We only have 400, so limited amount, and already more than 100 have gone. So just go online and bid for one of those, all going to Jays Care Foundation. Buck?
Thank you, Ivanka, and it is a great cause, the Jays Care Foundation. A lot of good prizes and a lot of opportunities to meet some Blue Jays and travel with them, go on the road, get individual lessons, and even have lunch with some of the Blue Jay players. Con Draybeck to Adrian Beltre. Beltre's getting the night off tonight. He's the DH. Ron Washington will make sure, his club, it's got some age on it. He wants to make sure they all stay fresh over the course of the long season. Trey fouls it back.
He's done a good job of rotating guys in and out of that DH slot over the last couple of years. Beltre has DH'd. Michael Young, we have seen him there. Ian Kinsler has a few days in a row. He'll DH some days. Josh Hamilton, Nelson Cruz. I mean, he rotates all his guys in and out of there, and I think that's smart. Give him some time. Give him some time off. Josh Hamilton not in the starting lineup tonight.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Adrian Beltre. The Rangers have used 6 different players to DH. So they're able to rest the regulars, get them off their feet for at least half a game. 2-2 to Beltre. Pulled way outside.
That's when Kyle Drabek gets into trouble right there, when he really yanks that pitch and tries to put a little something extra on it, create something that really isn't there. Looked like he tried to cut that ball to the outside corner and yanked it, and has run the count full again.
Good pitch that's spoiled by Beltre. Drabek threw that ball right down and away at the knees. Kyle Drabek making his 22nd career start. And he too is in the learning process. There's no doubt about that. Another good pitch, and this time Beltre strokes it the other way, off the wall. Bautista's throw to second base is cut off by Kelly Johnson. A leadoff double here in the second for Adrian Beltre, his 5th double of the season.
That was a good pitch by Drabek. It was away, it was down, but Beltre is a good hitter. He's a big leaguer who knows how to handle both sides of the plate. Looked like it's about 94 miles an hour down and away, and watch how he was just able to stick his bat out there and get good wood on it. That's a good 2-strike approach by Beltre.
Did it help Beltre that was the second pitch in the same area?
Yeah. Yeah, the previous pitch was right there, so he had a little information on it.
There's a drive toward right center. Bautista over, makes the catch, tagging at second is Beltre. Here's the throw to third, and it's not nearly in time. Beltre got a good read off the bat, recognized Bautista was going to make the catch, and moves up 90 feet.
Beltre's had some hamstring issues. Last week he missed a couple of games with a hamstring issue. And watch him run. He still looks very gingerly running on that leg, but he makes it on the fly ball to right field.
Yeah, that's the problem. You could see he was very tentative running across second to third, just making sure that he didn't overexert himself. So the infield will come in. Nelson Cruz waves at the first pitch. Drabek's ahead. John Fell recognizing that runs might be tough to come by tonight. Play it in early.
Yeah, early, second inning. Usually you concede the run. You want to get those outs early. Anytime you can save a run.
Ball is driven toward the gap in right field, and this ball is off the wall. Beltre will jog home as Cruz ends up at second with an RBI double, and Texas has taken a 1-0 lead.
It's a team, the Texas Rangers, that come into this game #1 in the American League in hitting, and they make great adjustments as the game goes along. They study the pitcher. They can really hit the fastball. David Price beat them last night by using a lot of changeups, but they're very good hitting team.
James Shields beat them on Friday night. That's the first series the Rangers have lost all year. They lost a 3-game series to Tampa Bay.
They have 6 losses this year. They've lost to Verlander, CC, Jake Peavy, 3 Cy Young Award winners, James Shields, Price, and Kevin Millwood.
Yeah, pretty good company, and it's going to take that kind of effort from Drabek tonight. Nelson Cruz is at second, 1 out. And Aaron Sebia going to go out and have a chat with his young right-hander. Drabek has what you want in a lot of young pitchers, that will to win, that competitive desire, and now it's just to manage that intensity. That's what his challenge is, but You don't want to take that away from him, that's for sure. That's something that doesn't come along all that often.
Find the fine line between overdoing it at times, because he is very competitive.
Mike Napoli goes around. 2 balls and a strike. Yu Darvish underneath the stands being attended to, and that's not unusual. That's something that is quite different in the Japanese professional league than the major leagues. Broken bat. There's Kelly Johnson right behind second. Napoli's retired. The Texas Rangers are a pretty well put together ball club. They have offense, they have pitching, they have defense, and that's what allowed them to get to that big run differential this season.
Already 53 more runs they have scored than given up. And everybody talks about the offense, but it's a very balanced team with pitching and defense and bullpen. And the thing that Ron Washington's team has a lot of, he's got a lot of athletes on this team that can do different things.
2 outs. Mitch Moreland, the first baseman. Moreland batting just over 200. He's got a pair of homers. I love the run differential. I think that's a good measure for how a team will do over the long haul. Shows you have enough offense, you play good defense, and pitching is keeping the other team off the scoreboard.
Well, the name of the game is scoring more runs than the opposition, so run differential is the best barometer, if you will, of a team. How many more runs have you scored than your opposition?
Nelson Cruz at third base. Mitch Moreland, 1-1 pitch. Down in the dirt. That base hit that Nelson Cruz had with Beltre at third was the first base hit he's given up with a runner in scoring position this season. He was 0 for 14 coming into this game. And you can imagine that it would be the Texas Rangers that would snap that streak. That's the first hit he's given up with a runner in scoring position this season.
Second in all of baseball. Colby Lewis was 0-21. He had retired 21 batters with runners in scoring position. Kyle Drabek was second. And that's no disgrace that the Rangers got you. I mean, this is a very well put team.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Changeup misses downstairs. One thing Drabek has done very well is minimize the big inning. Most runs he's allowed all season have been 2 in a game. And he's been able to keep the crooked numbers off the scoreboard.
Yeah, he has pitched deep into the games, too.
On the ground, right side. Lynn gets back to first in time to take the throw from Kelly Johnson. The Rangers score first. They score a single run in their half of the second. Adam Lynn, Edwin Encarnacion, and Eric Thames will try to figure out Yu Darvish.
At the Sportsnet Charity Broadcast Auction, keep talking about some of the items you can bid on tonight. Father's Day, otherwise known as how to be your dad's favorite child. That's what I like to call it, because this is what I would go for my dad on Father's Day. You get 2 in the action game seats for a game against the Phillies coming up in June. Opportunity to watch a batting practice. Also, big thing, a barbecue courtesy of Home Hardware. How cool would that be for Pops? And also a father and kid golf day included a foursome at a Club Link course. So some pretty good stuff if you want to impress your dad, and like I said, get some brownie points. Phones are open right now. The volunteers are standing by. Just call or go online. We're going to be here 10 minutes until the last out in the 7th. Buck.
Thanks, Ivanka. And it is a very impressive list of items you can bid on tonight in the live auction. Adam Lynn will start things off. Lynn absolutely loves to hit against the Texas Rangers. He has 15 home runs in 153 career at-bats against the Rangers. That's just 38 games.
Yeah, and it's not all at that launching pad they call the ballpark at Arlington. He's done some damage here at Rogers Center also against him.
For comparison's sake, the most home runs he's hit against one club, Tampa Bay. He had 16 home runs against Tampa Bay, but in 75 games. 3-0. 4-pitch walk. That'll start the second. Edwin Encarnacion has the hottest bat in this lineup. He's homered in 3 straight games.
He's hit a fastball down and away for a home run. He has hit a changeup that was up. He's hit a when they're inside, when they're outside. He is just locked in right now and swinging the bat as good as we have seen Edwin Encarnacion. And that goes for the 5 home runs he hit in Arizona and the 5 home runs he hit in that series in Minnesota.
In the Seattle series, all he did was go 5 for 9 with 3 homers, hit 2 doubles, and drove in 7. We'll see if you can handle Edwin. Fouls this ball back. He's in a hole 0-2. To give you an idea what kind of series Edwin had against Seattle, he had a 2.393 OPS.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
The only way they could retire him is they hit him. They hit him in the 8th, and that really rattled the Blue Jays. They ended up scoring 5 runs in that 8th inning. Edwin got a piece of it.
Hit him in the back of the arm, and I asked him today if he's okay, and he says he's fine.
He was on base all 4 plate appearances in yesterday's game. He had 2 walks, then homered on the only pitch that Jason Vargas threw him all day. 0-2 from Darvish. Inside. Boy, that's the real sign, and we've talked about it throughout this hot streak, is that Encarnacion takes those borderline pitches, those close pitches, even with 2 strikes.
When you are shorter with your swing, you can wait just a little bit longer and you can recognize pitches. He seems to be recognizing pitches. Same spot. That is the same spot where he got hit in yesterday's game.
And he didn't have an elbow pad like so many guys that get hit. They'll put on that protective elbow pad, and boy, you could hear the sound of that ball hitting his elbow. It got him flush.
Surprised that he doesn't have some of that elbow guard on him after yesterday's game.
Well, oftentimes hitters won't want the pitchers to know that it hurt, so they won't put that elbow pad on. But Edwin says he's okay. He's going to take first base. And he gets hit by a pitch in consecutive at-bats. This is a splitter. And it surely got away, but you can see that's the same spot he got hit yesterday.
Yeah. Watch the reaction from Yu Darvish.
That's a Japanese tradition, that he's just a slight tip of the cap, and that's something they do in the Japanese professional leagues when they hit a batter. Eric Thames with 2 on.
Yesterday's game, Steve Delabar's fastball is about 95 miles an hour, is going to come up and into Encarnacion. You can see on that one, it hit him right above the elbow. Same spot where he just got hit. Now, I know you have to go up and in, and you've got to pitch inside.
Thames hits it down the left field line. David Murphy in fair territory makes the catch.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
So now with 1 out, Brett Lawrie will come to the plate. Lawrie had a big hit in yesterday's game, a 2-run single, 2-run double to left center. Came in the 8th inning, part of that 5-run inning.
You know, that was his best at bat, and it's not because he got a hit, it's because he was aggressive. First pitch fastball he saw, he ripped it.
Got a first pitch fastball there and takes a strike.
That's what Dwayne Murphy was telling me before the game, that he feels that a lot of his young hitters are taking too many fastball strikes. He would like to see them get a little bit more aggressive when they get that fastball.
And there he chases one upstairs.
They're going to throw a lot of breaking balls, I think, to Brett Lawrie. It's in a hot streak, 9-game hit streak. But when you get that fastball, especially early in the count, let it go.
Darvish is ahead at 0-2. Runners at first and second. Breaking ball down and away. Texas with a 1-0 lead, bottom of the 2nd inning. Nelson Cruz with an RBI double. Napoli's going to go out and talk things over with Darvish. Darvish checking with his infield, making sure that he knows who has the coverage on a comebacker.
Do you want to be a middle infielder right now on a ground ball?
With Edwin at first?
With Edwin at first.
Got a little red in his eye, maybe? He's got a big lead as well, with Fitzmoreland playing behind him. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Lawrie strikes out. So after 2 were on with nobody out, Darvish gets Thames to fly out and strikes out Lawrie.
Has that ability to strike you out. That's right. You've got to get that fastball early in the count. This one dancing away from Brett Lawrie. Tough to reach that one. Good spinning breaking ball.
So it'll be up to Colby Rasmus to deliver with 2 outs. There's that first pitch strike. Rasmus has hit well with runners in scoring position. He's 5 for 15. This is about the same pattern I saw with Darvish against the Yankees, where he used his fastball early and then became so unpredictable because he has that wide assortment of pitches.
So why would you want to put yourself in that position to try and hit one of them?
Well, how much do you think the Blue Jays just want to get a first-hand look at Darvish? They've seen all the video. They've seen the scouting report. But first at bat, maybe they just want to check it out.
That's the thing. And that's why I asked Dwayne Murphy about that. I said, do you think your hitters would like to swing their first time up against him? He said, yes, they'll take a lot of pitches, but I want them to swing because it might be the only fastball that they see for a strike.
And you can see Darvish is not afraid of throwing other pitches when he's behind. And he's behind right now. It's 3-1 with 2 outs. Rasmus was looking for that heater and pulled it foul.
You know, if he stays in that pattern, throwing fastballs early in the count, you could almost guarantee second time through, Blue Jays are going to be hacking. You just got to feel it. I think this first time through, they want to take a good look at it.
Little surveying trip, first time through the order. Full count, 2 outs. Runners at first and second will be off on the pitch. There they go. Breaking ball bounced in front of home, but Rasmus went after it. There's the throw to first, and Darvish has 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. So the Blue Jays, their first look at Yu Darvish, they haven't been able to pick up any patterns at all, and he's used all of his pitches. Strikes out Rasmus with a ball in the dirt.
Advice for skipper John Farrell. This item might be best for you. Currently, it's going for $2,600, but it's lunch with John Farrell. BP watching a game on Friday, May 18th. Exclusive tour of the clubhouse. Now, I talked to Farrell before tonight's game, and he said there's a suggestion box, and he's open to all the comments. Take that as you will, but I'm sure a lot of people want to get in his ear. Buck?
Ivanka, you can bet that he is open to suggestions, and I'm sure he's had a ton of them already this year.
From us.
There are the phone numbers. The current bid for the lunch with John Farrell, $2,600. Call those numbers and put a bid in, and an opportunity to visit with John Farrell. Kyle Drabek throws the first pitch strike to Craig Gentry. Gentry is starting in center field tonight with Josh Hamilton out of the lineup. You talk about athletes. Here's another great athlete. He can play all over the outfield, and he brings great speed, the added dimension of the steal. He can bunt, and you don't have any concerns defensively no matter where you put him in the outfield.
Yeah, when he plays, when he gets to the call from the manager, and it was right up until game time if he was going to be in the lineup. He does something to help out.
Well, I love that approach. The 0-2 fastball. Hey, guy's hitting ninth for a reason. Go right after him.
Talked to Kyle about that two-seam fastball to his glove side, and it's a pitch that he is working on, and a pitch that he is starting to develop. And if he starts throwing that for a strike where it can come back against the righties and freeze the lefties, I think it's going to be a big pitch for him.
Back to the top of the order. Ian Kinsler flied out to center field. Kinsler 0 for 5 in last night's game. That snapped a 12-game hit streak. 12-game on-base streak. Excuse me, not a hit streak, but Kinsler's an unusual leadoff hitter, as Pat mentioned earlier. A free swinger, somebody you don't say, okay, he's up there to take. He's a dangerous hitter.
Yeah, and you make a mistake, he can lose the ball out of the ballpark. 30-30 guy. 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases last year.
And he'll take a base and 1-out walk. We mentioned Kyle Drabek's off to a great start this season. And you take a look at what a difference a year makes. 2011, he had a 6 ERA, a whip at 181. Opponents hit 289. Look at the difference. And Pat, what do you think the biggest contributor is to his improvement?
Throwing more strikes, easily throwing more strikes. That's what helped that whip get up almost two hits or walks per inning. That's just too many base runners. And I think he's really starting to understand himself as a pitcher. Last year, he would grit his teeth and just try and power his way through innings. And this year, it seems like he is backing off just a little bit. Bruce Walton was telling us the other day that some of his best pitches are in his side session, where he's just concentrating on throwing the ball into the strike zone.
Ball is driven toward the gap in right field. Bautista's not going to get it. It bounces off the wall. Kinsler's being waved around third. Andrews will stop at second. And the Rangers have taken a 2-0 lead. It's the third double for the Rangers so far tonight.
They come at you in waves offensively. This is a team that is hitting over 400 on the first pitch that they see. It's very dangerous. There's the speed of Kinsler. He's going to score easily on that double by Andrew. They can hit home runs. They hit for a high average. It's just a very well-balanced team.
Michael Young goes after the first pitch. Fouls it off. They have so many weapons and so many different styles of hitters, and Young goes after this first pitch, and Pierre Ancibia took the brunt of that foul ball. But you try to diffuse that aggressiveness, change speeds, and get that breaking ball over whenever you can. On the ground, Andrews will hold at second. Young's retired. 2 outs. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Baltimore got off to a great start. They're getting some good pitching, clutch hitting. Hiroki Kuroda is starting for the Yankees tonight in New York.
Yeah, they're getting contributions from their bullpen. That used to be a leaky problem for the Orioles, but not anymore.
Adrian Beltre doubled and scored in the second. Goes after that first pitch. Just a reminder, the Jays Care Live broadcast auction is taking place now. Those are the numbers. You can call in, make a bid. A lot of great prizes available. The pitch inside, but just off the plate. Beltre had a tough pitch in his last at bat. It was a 3-2 fastball down and away. But he had fouled off the same pitch one pitch earlier. Came right back with it, and he drilled it down the right field line. The breaking ball hit high and deep to right. Bautista makes the catch, and Andrews forgot how many outs there were. Kyle Drabek again gives up a single run, but nothing more. But the Blue Jays trail Yu Darvish and the Rangers 2-0.
Broadcast auction, and if you can't go to New York, how about bringing New York to Toronto? 2 tickets to see the Blue Jays take on the Yanks May 17th, and then the following 2 nights the Mets are in town, so take that up. You can visit batting practice, also staying at the swanky Ritz-Carlton for 3 nights, and it's almost like you're in New York. You get a $200 shopping spree. Pretty cool stuff. Also want to remind you, if you don't want to spend a huge ton of cash, how about getting the fan pack for only $100? You get great stuff for any Blue Jays fans, and there's only 400, so you got to get online right now. Buck?
Thanks, Ivanka. 243 of those fan packs have been sold so far, so make sure you don't get shut out. J.P. Arancibia takes the first pitch strike. There's another first pitch fastball. Blue Jays first time through the order haven't been aggressive going after that first pitch.
Maybe just checking it out. We'll see if Darvish stays with that pattern the second time through. He threw first pitch strikes to 21 of the 33 batters against the Yankees in his last start, and that's something that you have to do.
Foul back. He shut out the Yankees over 8 1/3. That's just the 38th time the Yankees have been shut out since 2000 for 8 innings. 34 different pitchers have done that, and wouldn't you know it, Roy Halladay leads the pack. He shut out the Yankees for 8 innings or more 3 times.
He was more aggressive, Darvish, in his start against the Yankees. Threw a lot of first pitch fastballs, a lot of fastballs early in the count, and then used his breaking ball later. Season low 2 walks in that game against the Yankees.
Darvish pitched 7 years with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Team plays in Sapporo, Japan. Plays indoors in a dome, not unlike this. Same type of surface. Artificial surface with sliding pits. So this probably feels a lot like home for Darvish. Same type of field. Full count. Off-speed pitch, and that's something we have seen from Darvish. He will throw any pitch any time in the count. That's 5 strikeouts now for Yu Darvish.
First time through, 5 strikeouts, and all of them on breaking balls. Can't expect the fastball. 3-2 now. Spins the breaking ball up there.
Well, second time through the order. Let's see if the Blue Jays take a different approach. There's a replica jersey of the Nippon Ham fighters from Hokkaido. On the ground, Moreland wide at first. Darvish covering the bag in time, and Escobar's retired. We mentioned Yu Darvish spent 7 years in Japan. He was with the same team, the Nippon Ham fighters, and he had a 93-38 win-loss record. His ERA was under 2. Look at his whip, and that's a pretty impressive number. It's under 1.
There's just never any base runners. How about this? When he received 4 or more runs in a game, he went 49-0 when he was over in Japan with a 194 earned run average in those games. 3+ runs of support in his career over there. 53-4.
He's won a Gold Glove. He has been awarded what they term the Best 9 award, which means the best 9 of the best 9 players in a given season. He's won that award twice, and he's won the Japanese equivalent of the Cy Young Award, the Sawamura Award. He's won that as well.
All of that by his 25th birthday. You can see why they have that posting number of $51 million. That's just for the right to negotiate to sign him.
0-2 to Kelly Johnson. Another strikeout for Darvish. He had 10 strikeouts in his last outing. Here he has 6 through 3 innings. And he's thrown the kitchen sink at the Blue Jays so far.
Romero on Twitter. You know all about hashtag Team Unit. So this bid is what you want to get in on. It's a private lunch on the field at Rogers Center with those 3 players. Jerseys, 4 Team Unit hoodies, plus 2 Maple Leafs replica autographed jerseys signed by, well, their Team Unit members, Colby Armstrong and Tyler Bozak. So if you're into Twitter, you know these guys are pretty hilarious, and you want to get in on that. And Lori was saying before this one, Team Unit is boys, but is not excluding the ladies. Buck?
Thanks, Ivanka. And that current bid is $4,000, and that would be a treat, believe me. We get to listen to these guys every single day, and I'd pay money to have lunch with them.
I have orders to put in a bid so my boys could have lunch with them.
Dig down deep.
Well, that's a little bit high for me. I can't make it down there.
You put your bid in a long time ago.
Yes. Yeah. Yesterday.
David Murphy looks at one outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Murphy lined to right field. His first time up. 2-0 Rangers. There's a good pitch, man. He put that pitch in a good spot, down and away.
Such a tough pitch for a left-handed batter to stay on that ball. The first thing is you want to go to first and pull that ball. They put that one in a good spot.
Came right back and catches David Murphy. Had something else on his mind. That's 4 strikeouts for Draybeck.
Reach back for a little something extra that time. Second strike looked like a two-seamer down and away. This time it's 93 and on the black. First strikeout that was taken.
And Seavey did a good job of giving the umpire a good look at that. Nelson Cruz had a double to the wall in right center. It was after the first pitch. Thought you mentioned something very interesting about Draybeck in his side sessions. When he throws his bullpen, it's about 85% effort. His pitches are electric. He just needs to get to that point where he can carry that into the ball game.
You know, I think he will too. If he keeps making the improvements and the adjustments that we have seen from last year until this year. This one goes inside against Cruz. A couple years from now, I think you're going to see Draybeck winning a lot of games.
Good pitch. When you really think about it, a starting pitcher will make 32, 33 starts during the course of a season. Well, he only gets 1 work day all summer long as well. So you're talking about 32 starts. Well, you can't think about working while you're pitching. So you only have 32 days where you can really refine your pitches during the course of a season. Boy, there's a good curveball, and Cruz chases that pitch into there.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Draybeck here in the 4th. Mike Napoli, big swing and a miss. I think the more Draybeck sees the good hitting clubs like the Rangers having trouble with his pitches, the more he will trust them.
And it's so important for young pitchers too to trust their stuff. You don't have to make perfect pitches. You just have to pitch perfectly. You have to know what to do. You know how to set guys up and where you want to throw it. I mean, it is hard to hit. You just have to make good pitches. You were talking about side sessions and the ability to practice. When they throw their side sessions also, they're only throwing it at 80, 90% of their velocity. They're just working on their timing and release.
Trying to refine their mechanics.
Yeah, it's not like they're throwing a full game down there for 15 or 20 straight minutes where everything is, you know, as hard as you can do. You're just trying to refine everything.
2-2 to Napoli. Cut out and missed. Kyle Draybeck strikes out the side in the 4th. He has matched Yu Darvish with 6 strikeouts. He reached back for a little extra. Gets David Murphy looking. Nelson Cruz chases the hook. And Mike Napoli can't catch up with the fastball.
Telling you about one of the 9 unique items that you can bid on tonight for the Sportsnet charity broadcast auction. And I'm going to highlight this practice with a pro. This is pitching lessons, one-on-one with Ricky Romero. Doesn't really get better than that if you want to learn how to pitch. Also, learn how to pitch or hone your skills. Also, 2 tickets to see a game, jerseys, and a bag of goodies courtesy of Rawlings. So a lot of good stuff. Currently, that is going for $2,300, so you got to call in now. Again, time is running out. We're going to end the bidding, the auction, 10 minutes after the last out in the 7th. Back to you, Buck.
Thank you, Ivanka. Certainly an opportunity to hear from one of the best, Ricky Romero. And Romero's a good practice pitcher. He gets the most out of his side sessions. We were talking about that with Kyle Drabeck, and Romero's maybe the best on this staff at putting in some good work sessions. Darvish finds that outside corner. Bautista wasn't so sure that hit the corner.
Nelson Cruz last inning was not real happy with a pitch that was down and away, and then Jose Bautista same way.
Oh, 0-2. Cut on and missed. Darvish has another strikeout.
He's got the full array of pitches we're starting to see here tonight. Get ahead early, throw strikes early in the count, and then finish them off with the splitter, the curveball, the cutter. Hard breaking ball. That one looked like the split where it backed up a little bit on Jose. Just out in front a little bit.
Adam Lynn. Lynn walked his first time up. Blue Jays have had just 2 base runners. Lynn and Encarnacion both reached in second. Lynn with the walk. Encarnacion was hit by a pitch. Sharply hit. Kinsler deep at second makes the play. 2 outs. So Encarnacion, who was hit by a pitch his last time up, will step in with 2 outs.
He might want to try and hit this ball into the 5th deck.
Be a good idea. He's thrown first pitch strikes to the last 9 hitters.
Yeah, all of them. Fastballs, too, if I am watching. He has really jumped ahead with that fastball. And he throws him a breaking ball.
You can see that he and Mike Napoli are aware that they may have fallen into a pattern, so they start the hot hitting Encarnacion with a get me over breaking ball. Darvish thought that was a pretty good pitch and looked like it might have been on the outside corner. Swing and a drive, left field, Edwin Encarnacion, home run.
Well, if you want to make a statement, make it with your bat. And that's exactly what Edwin Encarnacion does. He got hit his first time up on an inside fastball. Put the bat down, went to first base, didn't say anything, and now head down, and this ball's crushed on a line by Encarnacion, number 8. RBI number 21, and he cuts that lead in half.
First home run allowed by Yu Darvish comes off the red-hot bat of Encarnacion. Eric Thames jumps on the first pitch. There's the approach we've been looking for. Encarnacion, home run number 8 after being hit back in the second. And takes a little peek at the mound. That's the best payback you can come up with after you've been hit.
Certainly. Yeah, it doesn't do any good to go out there and yell and scream. Just go out there and make noise with your bat.
4 straight games with a homer. You can't handle Edwin. Brett Laurie on the ground. Second base for the force out. Thames busted it to second, but they get him by half a step. But the Blue Jays have closed ground. It's now a 2-1 game. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Enjoying those big comfy green chairs are some lucky fans from the 500 level who were surprised to learn their seats have been upgraded to the TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. And they get a front row seat to see Yu Darvish give up his first big league home run to Edwin Encarnacion. A reminder, support Jays Care Foundation. It's the Sportsnet charity broadcast auction. Those are the numbers you can call and make a bid on some wonderful Blue Jays related prizes. Kyle Drabek in a 1-run game. Defense has really shifted around to right with Mitch Moreland leading things off here in the 5th.
We've seen this a lot from the Blue Jays. That is Brett Laurie in short right field, coming all the way over from third base. They like the athletic Laurie, the ability to cover all that ground.
Drabek has struck out 3 in a row. He has 6 strikeouts on the night. Going for that outside corner.
He's got a good curveball tonight. Good time to call it.
Like he threw that changeup, had a little sink on it at the end. Moreland's even with a 2-2 count. Drabek has 6 strikeouts tonight. That ties his season high. He also had 6 strikeouts in Kansas City. Two-1 ball game. Edwin Encarnacion with his 8th home run extends his hit streak to 6 games. Full count. It was 0-2 and it's now 4. There's Drabek's career high 7 strikeouts. 4 in a row.
Get with that changeup. He's not afraid to throw it tonight. 3-2. Pull string. And Moreland cannot come up with it. Kyle Drabek's got a couple pitches working tonight. His two-seamer is darting all over the place.
Craig Gentry struck out on 3 pitches. That started the 3rd inning. Dive bomber.
At 94. You can rush it up there at 96 or 97, but you take a few miles per hour off and sink the ball, and good things are going to happen.
Bounced foul. He's ahead 0-2. Again, I can't overstate the fact that Drabek's pitching against the best hitting club in the American League. And he's making it look easy.
This is looking like his start that he had at the end of spring training against the Yankees. I mean, they're a pretty good hitting club, and he was dealing against them.
0-2. Just missed. But the point is, Drabek now is having positive feedback. Okay, so I'm not perfect. I'm not hitting the corner on every pitch. I'm not getting my curveball over every time I throw it. But I'm pitching ahead, and I'm making quality pitches. That's a wicked breaking ball. No way you can lay off it with 2 strikes. That's 5 strikeouts in a row for Kyle Drabek.
If you've got fastball in mind, and that's what he's been doing early in the count, and then drop that hook on, spins it. Watch the rotation on that curveball. It bounces in front of home plate, but Gentry can't hold up.
Another great block by J.P. Arancibia. That was textbook. Certainly gives the pitcher a lot of confidence. He can snap off that good hook. Threw that ball behind him. Drabek falls behind.
Everybody knows what that was all about.
Edwin Encarnacion was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. I don't know. That would hate to think that was any kind of intent. It was up around his head. That gets pretty dangerous. Certainly had an effect.
I just don't. The way you're in a groove like that. He's been in a groove. Don't mess with it.
1-2 to Kinsler. Bounced that breaking ball, but Kinsler wouldn't go after it. It's a 2-1 ball game. We are in the 5th. Way outside. Out in front of that pitch and pulls it into the seats.
What I like about Kyle tonight is his ability and his want to throw a breaking ball. 3-2.
Yeah.
Before it was, okay, here's my fastball. I'm going to try and place it on the outside corner. Now he's dropping a curveball. We see the changeup. Here comes another breaking ball. 3-2.
How'd they lay off that pitch? Looked like a hard cutter. But Kyle Drabek tonight has established a new career high with 8 strikeouts.
And that walk will stop a string of 5 straight. Again, watch the breaking balls that he is throwing, especially to the right-handed batters. He's got a good two-seamer that's diving all over the place, and he's not afraid to throw a changeup when he's got 2 strikes. Drabek looks like a big leaguer with that stuff he was throwing up there tonight against the Texas Rangers.
Elvis Andrus doubled in a run his last time up. Takes a first pitch strike. Drabek came right back and poured the fastball in the zone.
I say he looks like a big leaguer. It's his ability to throw his breaking ball when he's behind in the count. Not afraid to throw at 3-2. Surprising some good hitters.
Outside, it's a ball and a strike to the Rangers shortstop. Kinsler at first. Looked like he was thinking about running. Looked like he had some happy feet over there at first base, like he was thinking about trying to steal a bag. He has 2 steals already in 6 attempts.
Trying to catch the young pitcher, forgetting about him.
Graybeck almost threw that one away. Good job by Lynn to stay with it.
Kinsler has had, coming into this season, 2 years of 30 stolen base seasons. Last year, 30 stolen bases, he was only caught 4 times.
Come on and missed by Andrews. Kinsler is 2 for 4 in steal attempts this year. Drabek ahead, 1-2. There goes Kinsler. Pitch inside. What a throw. Dropped by Johnson. Aaron Sebia threw a rocket right on the money at second base, and Kelly Johnson just couldn't hold on to it.
From his knees, too. We have seen Aaron Sebia do this a few times. Throw from knees. Watch the throw right there, and it just can't squeeze it. The ball is there. It's in his glove, and it pops out.
Stolen base for Kinsler. 2-2. Poke just foul outside of first. Boy, Aaron Sebia couldn't have made a better throw. And Kelly Johnson had perfect position to take the throw at second base. Just hit in the middle of his glove, and he dropped it.
It was quick and it was accurate. JP doing a better job of throwing out base runners coming into this game. 44%. Which is excellent. Looked like he might have had a shot at him there.
They've changed the scoring to a caught stealing error on the second baseman. So it is not a stolen base. Knocked down by Escobar. Not in time at first, and Lynn does a good job. If he bobbles that ball at all, Kinsler's around third, and he's got a chance to score.
Kinsler had thoughts of possibly scoring on that ball. Didn't take anything for granted when he was a runner at second base. As Escobar gets to it, comes up firing across the diamond. Lynn has to come off the bag and pick that one, and then pick up Kinsler at third because he was trying to score. He was going to think about it. Came around the bag. Watch where Lynn looks. Right to third base to make sure Kinsler stays there.
Big lead at first by Andrews. He is 5 for 6 in stolen bases. First pitch is outside to Michael Young. Boy, the Rangers could try to steal a run here in this situation, even with the great Michael Young hitting at the plate. Young hitting .322, but they've got their 2 best base runners on right now. Young lays off that high pitch. Adrian Beltre on deck. On the ground, Escobar will flip to Johnson at second, and Drabek strands a pair of runners. It's a 2-1 ball game. Yu Darvish has 7 strikeouts. Colby Erasmus, J.P. Arancibia, and Yunel Escobar.
An update from the Sportsnet charity broadcast auction. Take a trip down memory lane. How about that? Get a box for 12. And Roberto Alomar himself, the Hall of Famer, will stop by. You can talk about his days playing with the Blue Jays, Hall of Fame ceremony, or just talk about the weather, whatever you want. And while we're strolling down said memory lane, Major League memorabilia package, pretty awesome for Blue Jays fans. You get a team autographed jersey, a Joe Carter autographed print, and lots more. Current bid for that is $2,700. All you got to do is call the number at the bottom of your screen. Buck?
Make sure you don't get shut out. There's Robbie Alomar, and he's in attendance. Great opportunity to pick up some great memories of Blue Jays' success in the past. Colby Erasmus trying to get something going here in the 5th. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Blue Jays. They trail by a run. It's a 2-1 ball game. Erasmus into left field. That'll get down in front of Murphy. A leadoff base hit for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, first fastball strike that you get. It looked like he cut that ball a little bit on Erasmus and broke his bat. Watch how this pitch at the last second goes in on his hands, and he inside outs it, shatters his bat, but picks up the base hit.
Blue Jays with 3 hits, the Rangers with 4. Arancibia struck out on a slider. His only time up.
Still charging right down the middle of the plate with his fastball.
He has so many weapons. Once he gets ahead, they can put that doubt in your mind as to what pitch he's going to throw.
Well, if you don't get that fastball, even the other pitches that you'll see on the left, that looks like a fastball or a little off-seam cutter that he can throw. Then the curveball's in the middle, and then the splitter on the right side. And you know what's interesting about all 3 of those shots? It's all out of the same arm angle. That makes it tough for the batter to pick up all of those pitches because it's out of the same arm slot.
Trying to pick up a release point, and you don't see any difference. Sometimes pitchers will tip their pitches by dropping that arm angle a bit. On those 3 examples of Darvish's pitches tonight, he didn't change a thing other than the grip.
And that's why he's got so many strikeouts, 7 of them now as we play into the 5th inning.
Arancibia in a hole 0-2. On the ground. Young to second for one. Back to first, double play. Kobe Rasmus slid past the bag in an effort to break up two, but Michael Young threw a strike to Ian Kinsler.
He threw it in the right spot to Kinsler because Kinsler was now going to use second base as an extra defender, and he's going to make Rasmus come over that bag if he's going to get him. Michael Young has played some second base. He knows that he's got to throw that ball to the outfield side of second base. He's got time because of the runner, and you can see exactly where it is. That's a tough play for the base runner to get that second baseman.
Michael Young and Kinsler have worked a lot together, and right there you can see how effective Kinsler was on making that double play pivot. Boy, he unloaded it in a hurry. Escobar's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Just 3 for 15 on the homestand. Good depth on that breaking ball. Tight spin, and that late break took it down and away from Escobar.
That's the thing that's impressive with Darvish. We talked about it in the opening. He's 6'5". He stands real tall. None of that herky-jerky motion that we have seen from some of the other Japanese pitchers. It's dominant, and it's downhill.
Darvish is half Iranian. His father is Iranian, and his father actually grew up in Massachusetts, went to high school in Massachusetts, and Darvish's mother and father met at Eckerd College in St. Petersburg. And remember, Darvish is just 25 years old. He was shaking off pitches, and he's got a wide assortment, so if he doesn't see one he likes, he can shake for 3 or 4 different pitches. 1-2 to Escobar, way outside.
He has an idea of what he wants to do out there. This is his first look at the Blue Jays. And you can see that his game plan is, I want to get ahead early and then finish him off with my off-speed hit. A lot like his start against the Yankees last time out.
Escobar wouldn't go after that slider. It's a full count. A lot of Darvish fans here in attendance. Been a lot of talk around Toronto and involving the Blue Jays and their rumored interest in signing Yu Darvish. Escobar waits back on that breaking ball. The posting process we talked about, it's interesting. It's a sealed bid. Major League teams who choose to make a bid in the posting process file a sealed bid. The Rangers won that sealed bid at $51.703 million. And nobody else knows what the other bids were, so there's no telling who else was involved or at what level. Full count. Cut on and missed. Escobar waves at that breaking ball. Darvish gives up a leadoff single, but a double play and a strikeout. That ends the 5th. 5 complete here at Rogers Center. We've got a whale of a pitching duel.
broadcast auction. It ends 10 minutes after the last out in the 7th. So let's run down some of the prices that some of the items are going for right now. The trip to New York City to see the Yankees, $3,800. Hanging out with John Farrell, only $3,500. You know what I'm most disappointed with, though? Who doesn't want to impress their dad? $2,100 is what that item is going for right now. It's great stuff. All you got to do is call the number on your screen. Time is running out. And oh, by the way, fan pack, there are only 400 of them. Gone. Sold out. Buck, back to you.
Great job, Ivanka. And how about the Monday morning quarterbacks? They don't want to have lunch with the skipper so they can give him all these great ideas.
We certainly give them our ideas all the time.
Never listen to us.
Maybe they'll listen to the fans, right?
Kyle Drabek was a first pitch strike to the cleanup batter, Adrian Beltre. Drabek, with 5 innings, has extended the Blue Jays' streak to 25 straight games in which the starter has pitched at least 5 innings. There's a little flare into right field. That'll get down in front of Jose Bautista. A leadoff single for Beltre. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Brandon Inge was let go by the Tigers, and he's landed on his feet with Oakland. David Murphy looks at one outside. Boy, the Red Sox have jumped on Tom Malone. 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned runs in just 4 innings. He came in that game with a pretty good ERA.
So why did the Oakland A's sign Brandon Inge?
Play third base.
The Oakland third baseman, 127 batting average coming into today's game.
Yeah.
That's why.
Had real problems there, and they were trying Josh McDonald to play there, and Josh Donaldson, excuse me, and that didn't work out.
He was a catcher, wasn't he?
So was Brandon Inge. Drabek falls behind David Murphy here, 3-0. So Aaron Seavey went out the mound. Beltre singled to start the inning. Drabek has a career high 8 strikeouts tonight. 3-0. Bouncing ball to third. Laurie quickly. What a play. Oh, my, what a play. Murphy can run, and Laurie knew that. That spinning ball took him into foul territory. He threw on the run and threw a strike to first.
Just showing his athleticism once again at third base. Breaks on it, knows that this ball is going to stay fair. So he stays right with it and throws a strike, and then has the presence of mind to head back to third base just in case Beltre is still going to try and go first to third. As a third baseman, you got to know if that ball is going to spin foul or not or stay fair. I think it's better to just go ahead and make the play and get the out.
Nelson Cruz. Cruz is 1 for 2 tonight. Doubled and struck out. It's tied up with that inside fastball.
That's been a good pitch for Kyle Drabek. They really wanted to teach him a little something extra that goes to his arm side with two-seam fastball. He has really taken to it.
The Rangers are 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. That's where they're at right now with Beltre at second. For the season now, Drabek has held opponents to 2 for 22 with runners in scoring position. He came into this game and he had not allowed a hit with a runner in scoring position all season long. Nelson Cruz got that first hit back into second.
Rangers lost their first series, you were saying earlier, against the Rays. Played Tampa at home in the series just before this one, and the Rangers were just 7 for 27 with runners in scoring position in that game, or excuse me, in that series.
Two balls and a strike. Hit right to the shortstop. Beltre gets back to second. Cruz is out. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Jays Care Foundation having a good night here at the broadcast auction. Still plenty of items up for bid. Don't get shut out. The auction closes after the 7th inning. Mike Napoli 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Drabek is over 100 pitches now. Strikeout 8 batters. Your pitch count's going to rise. You don't have as many quick innings.
Yeah, that's the bad news. You get too many strikeouts and you can't stay around.
Ball is hit high and deep to center. Colby Erasmus looking at the wall. He's got room. He gets there, and Napoli's retired. Kyle Drabek keeps Napoli in the ballpark, and Erasmus runs it down.
That the auction is for the Jays Care Foundation, supporting it. So what exactly is the foundation? Well, it provides opportunities to kids across the country through access to programs that help their physical activity and inspire engagement through the sport of baseball. Now, you're taking a look at the Jays Care Community Clubhouse. It's a big suite, hosts over 2,800 children each year from community organizations and charitable groups. So it's a great thing. It's filled with memorabilia from the Jays players, childhood pictures, and how about this? Jose Bautista even has his 2011 Silver Slugger Award in the clubhouse. Not bad.
That's excellent opportunity for the kids to get up close and see that great award that Bautista has lent to the cause. And Darvish has a 1-run lead. Kelly Johnson goes after the first pitch, and Darvish crossed him up.
Yep, cut that ball just a little bit on Kelly. He has struck out his first 2 times to the plate, so he was looking to get on in a hurry.
Pat mentioned earlier that Darvish in his last start pitched out of the stretch, and that's what he's done exclusively tonight, even when he doesn't have base runners on. Johnson drives this into center, but Gentry was shaded over in the gap and makes the running catch.
There's a couple of reasons why a pitcher will start the game in the stretch. If he feels like in his windup, his separation, the ball out of his glove, the timing is not there, and he doesn't stay over the mound long enough. If it's not there in the windup, or he feels like he is going towards home plate and not keeping everything together, the best way to remedy that is to just go into your stretch where you stay over that rubber a little bit longer.
Jose Bautista. There's the first pitch strike, but I tell you what, he's thrown a lot of quality pitches with that first pitch.
Yeah.
It's a fastball, but it's on the edge.
That one looked like it was almost a cutter because it had a little bit of late life to it.
It's off the end of the bat.
It worked for Darvish in his last start against the Yankees. He felt like he was rushing it a little bit too much. Stayed back and pitched a whale of a game, 8 1/3 innings.
Darvish has thrown 17 of 21 first pitch strikes tonight. So he has always got the Blue Jay hitters in a hole. They're behind all night. Bautista in that hole, 0-2.
I think that's why Dwayne Murphy said that he thinks that the game plan against him should be early and often. Swing the bat. Be ready to swing when you get into that batter's box because he's going to come right after you. He goes, I know he's got supposedly 6 different pitches, so why wait to see all of them?
Big slider. It's 2-2. Kyle Drabek talking with Bruce Walton. John Farrell walks over and shakes his hand for a job well done. A career high 8 strikeouts tonight. He will be done after 6. Bautista off the end of the bat. Kinsler at second, waits on it. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Jeremy Hellickson against Felix Hernandez in that ball game. And that would be a terrible loss if Longoria were injured. What an effort by Drabek tonight. He's not sitting there thinking, oh, I did my job. He is disappointed that he has left with his club trailing.
Yeah, get him a couple runs. Just another step in his development for Kyle Drabek.
He was good tonight.
Yes, very good against a very good hitting team.
Evan Crawford, the young left-hander, appears to be coming into the game. Two and one. Texas came into this ball game with a .291 team batting average. Drabek held them to 2 runs on 5 hits. Slow breaking ball.
This streak stays intact also. Kyle Drabek's 2 earned runs or less in all of his starts this year.
He threw a season high 104 pitches tonight. One and 2 to Lynn. Bounced on the ground. Kinsler comes in. Darvish is out of the 6th. The 1-2-3 6th inning. We played 6 complete here at Rogers Center. So 2-1 ball game.
Push. The auction is over 10 minutes after the last out in this inning. You still got time to put in your bids for those 9 one-of-a-kind items that we've been talking about throughout the game. Trips to New York, Seattle, lunching with Team Unit, Aaron, CVL, Laurie, and Romero. Take a look at the board now to see what some of the bids are going for. Pitching with Ricky Romero, $3,500. In a box and having Roberto Alomar come by, $3,700. So guys, there is still time, but it's running out. The fan packs may all be sold out, but you can still call. Everyone is standing by. Just call the number on your screen. Buck?
Thanks, Ivanka, and certainly want to take your opportunity to support the Jays Care Foundation, a wonderful cause, and you're running out of time. Left-hander Evan Crawford makes his 5th appearance of the season, and the left-hander Mitch Moreland facing Crawford to start the top of the 7th.
Crawford pitched in yesterday's game against the Seattle Mariners in the 7th inning, just after the Jays had taken a 2-1 lead. Emerson Alvarez had given up a base hit. Crawford came in to face the top of the lineup and pitched great. He got a sacrifice bunt, got an out, and then faced Ackley and Suzuki and got them out. Blue Jays would go on to win that ball game. Crawford's first pitch to Moreland is up and in. He possesses a good arm. 93, 94 miles an hour with his fastball.
Fastball evens the count. And a ball and a strike. Jason Frazier loosening up behind Crawford. Frazier pitched an inning on Saturday. Crawford has a very funky delivery. What kind of problems will that create for Mitch Moreland?
Could be timing issues for him. Watch how he gets back on his back leg and then pauses just for a second. And bends that back leg, closes that front side. All of a sudden he turns over and there's the ball.
Oftentimes pitchers like Crawford, you'll hear hitters talk about not being able to pick up the ball. I can't pick up the ball. I don't know where to look.
One thing I like that he does is his front side, his glove side. He really throws it towards the batter. That'll make it hard for him to pick up the baseball.
Full count. Breaking ball. Hit to left field. That ball is carrying. Thames watches it go into the bullpen. A 3-2 breaking ball, and Mitch Moreland hit it into the Blue Jays bullpen. His 3rd home run of the season.
Came into this game hitting just over 200, but a threat to go deep. Number 3 on the year, number 6 with the RBIs, and stayed right with that one. That breaking ball that was away from him, stayed over it and drove it out of the ballpark to left field.
Breaking ball just stayed up a bit. Moreland was able to stay on it. It's his first home run against a lefty this year. Gentry bunts it foul. Just the 3rd hit in 12 at-bats for Mitch Moreland against a left-handed pitcher.
Moreland's first career home run off of a left-handed was against Brad Mills.
Former Blue Jay, now in the farm system with the Angels. Big insurance run for Texas. Gives them a 2-run lead. Two and two. Mentioned Texas had won their first 6 series of the season. Then Tampa Bay took 2 of 3 against the Rangers in Arlington. There's a drive high and deep to left, and this ball is out of here. Craig Gentry, his first home run of the season. Back-to-back home runs here in the 7th.
When you are that fourth outfielder, you get a chance to play, do something to help your ball club. That's exactly what Gentry does, teeing off on that fastball. Watch where this one is. The 2-strike pitch. They want to go inside. It's out over the middle of the plate, and Gentry jumps all over it.
Back-to-back home runs in the 7th inning have made it a Ranger 4-1 lead. Jason Frazier on. Gathered 5 hits over those 6 innings, 2 earned runs. He walked a couple and struck out a career high 8. And he also threw a season high 104 pitches, but this by far was the best start of the season for Draybeck.
Season low in walks with 2, career high in strikeouts with 8. Had his three pitches working tonight. I thought his curveball was outstanding. His 2-seam fastball was darting all over the place, and he showed something throwing some 3-2 changeup to pick up some of those strikeouts. So another step in the right direction for Kyle Draybeck.
Third time the Rangers have gone back-to-back with homers this year. Mitch Moreland and Craig Gentry back-to-back here. Now the new pitcher for the Jays will be Jason Frazier. I mentioned Frazier pitched on Saturday afternoon here. Pitched an inning, gave up a hit, and struck out a batter. His 10th appearance of the season. Leadoff man Ian Kinsler. He's walked twice. He had both of those walks, but the big one was in the 3rd inning when he came around to score on Elvis Andrews. Opposite field double. Scored all the way from first base.
Not a lot of holes in this lineup for Texas. I mean, you get down to the bottom of the lineup and you take a deep breath and you say, okay, I'm down towards the bottom, and what do? Moreland and Gentry go deep on you. Turn the lineup over, and here comes Ian Kinsler, another guy who can hit out of the ballpark.
Yeah, what you have to do against these guys, just try to stay ahead of them. I mean, they are a very good mistake-hitting ball club, and they can hit some fastballs. They get that count in their favor. When they eliminate pitches, they are really deadly. Kinsler hasn't had any success against Jason Frazier. He's 0 for 9 in their head-to-head matchup. But this is a deep and talented lineup. Elvis Andrews has really come around with the bat.
A lot of weapons for Ron Washington to go to.
Give you an idea how quickly Andrews has progressed. He's still just 23 years old. This is his 4th big league season. And you have that kind of balance in your order, and you can surround him with the likes of Ian Kinsler and Michael Young, you're in pretty good shape.
It's a nice spot to be hitting in. Number 2 right behind Kinsler in front of Josh Hamilton.
Mason Frazier catches the outside corner. Kinsler didn't like the call.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays charity broadcast auction. The bidding is still open, so make sure you give a call, make a bid on a terrific list of prize packages that are available. Frazier throws a first pitch strike to Elvis Andrus. Andrus has 2 of the 7 Ranger hits. I mentioned Frazier hasn't pitched since Saturday, and boy, when he comes in fresh and has a little bit of rest, he is money.
Knows how to pitch. Uses his fastball quite well. Keeps it away from right-handers. He's been very adept at painting that outside corner with that fastball.
0-2. Bouncing ball. Kelly Johnson to his left. Throws out Andrews.
It's great to have veterans and hard throwers at the back of end of your bullpen.
They picked up Joe Nathan. They put Alexi Ogando back in that bullpen. Koji Uehara is throwing the ball very well right now. They've got some shutdown arms in that bullpen. Michael Young bats with 2 outs. He's 0 for so far tonight. Michael Young, a former Blue Jay, was in the system at the time when the Blue Jays had a lot of shortstop, second baseman. He and Caesar Stewart split time in Dunedin. They would switch back and forth between short and second on a nightly basis. Blue Jays in the big leagues had Alex Gonzalez, the first Alex Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Felipe Lopez was in the big leagues. They traded Michael Young along with Darwin Cubion in exchange for Esteban Loaiza. That was July of 2000.
Was Michael Young an A-ball at the time? That's some pretty good scouting right there, to be able to take an A-ball player like that and project him to the type of career that Michael Young has had.
They've done that a couple of times. Elvis Andrus and Neftali Felice were also an A-ball when they were acquired by the Rangers. Young came to, actually Young was in Double-A at Tennessee. He played his entire season in '99 in A-ball at Dunedin, and then moved to Double-A. Played 91 games at the time of that trade,
and then he was shipped out. Wow.
I saw Michael Young play as a college junior at University of California, Santa Barbara. He was the shortstop. Outside.
You know, mark it down. 200 hits, 320, 310 batting average. Play different positions. And if you need a big hit late in a ball game, he's a lot like Derek Jeter of the Yankees.
And they have been rejuvenated, Jeter and Young both.
Yep.
2-2, 2 outs off the end of the bat. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th, Edwin Encarnacion. He's homered to extend his hit streak to 6 games. His 8th home run in the month of April. That's the career best for April in home runs for Encarnacion. He also has driven in 21. First home run allowed by Yu Darvish in his young big league career. Full count.
There was only 6 pitchers on that list of 25 or more innings this season who hadn't given up a home run. Darvish was on that. Wandy Rodriguez, Steven Strasburg, Roy Halladay, Jake Westbrook, and Jaime Garcia. That's it.
Payoff pitch to Young. Foul back. Yeah, that's pretty good company. Those starters you mentioned that have gone that long without giving up a home run, and now that list is one shorter.
Sinker ball pitchers and power pitchers on that list. Strasburg, a power pitcher. Darvish, from watching it tonight, a little bit of both. Got some power, and he knows how to work the baseball.
Jason Frazier on in relief of Evan Crawford, who started this inning. Young really gets that bat through the zone.
He hasn't lost anything, bat speed wise. Came into this year 2,061 hits in his career.
He's the franchise leader in games played, runs scored, and hits. Ball went off the glove. It goes back to the screen, and Michael Young will take the walk. 2-out walk here in the 7th. Yu Darvish making his first start against the Blue Jays, and he has been tough to figure out.
Awfully tough on the right-handers by dropping that breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. His curveball is spun it up there quite nicely, but what he has done to some of these right-handers by keeping that ball away from him, down and in, it really drives that ball towards home plate.
Adrian Beltre has a couple of hits tonight. He doubled and scored in the 2nd and flied out to right in the 3rd and had a base hit to right in the 6th. He has a 3-hit night. They're going to have to get that ball back in quickly. Michael Young is headed toward 3rd. He's going to be stopped there. Thames hit the cutoff man, and Beltre has his 3rd hit, and it looked like he was hobbling as he got toward 2nd.
Yeah, he wasn't running real well coming out of the box. He is going to call timeout and have Gary Pettis come over and get his shin guard. But he can turn on a fastball. That's what he does right here. Doubled down the right field line his first time up. The single now double down the left field line. Now, if Thames comes in very quickly and gets it to the cutoff man, if Escobar turned around, Beltre was only about halfway between 1st and 2nd when he had the ball. You could see him coming out just jogging because of a hamstring problem. And Escobar has the ball right there, but didn't turn to look at second base.
So Beltre gets his first hit against Jason Frazier. And it comes in his 12th at bat. He was 0 for 11 before that double. David Murphy. 2 big runs out there for the Rangers. Blue Jays want to keep it a 3-run game right here. Michael Young walked. Beltre doubled. Changeup missed down and away. There's a strike, 2-1. Kyle Drabek was the starter. He went 6 strong innings. About 5 hits, gave up 2 runs, walked 2, and struck out 8. Evan Crawford came in to start the 7th. Gave up back-to-back home runs to Mitch Moreland and Craig Gentry. Now Jason Frazier trying to leave 2 on. Just missed the outside corner.
That looked like the same pitch that he got strike 1 with. Murphy's always been a tough out against the Blue Jays. He's always put up some good at-bats against them.
And he'll take a walk. Jason Frazier has issued a couple of 2-out walks in this inning. Bruce Walton will get somebody up and throwing down in the bullpen. Luis Perez looks like he's grabbed his glove and he'll go to work. So the bases are loaded. Nelson Cruz picked up his 11th RBI in his first at bat. That came in the second. Cruz has a pair of grand slams. And the bases are loaded here with 2 down. There's a first pitch strike. Lee Darvish has been sitting on the bench a long time. But he'll trade that for a couple of extra runs here, I'm sure. Jason Frazier would love to leave the bases loaded.
Yeah, leave it right there.
Cruz is the 8th man to bat this inning. Late on a fastball.
Cruz is another one that's had success against the Blue Jays. Just 120 at-bats coming into this game, and he's hit 9 home runs against them. His power is to right center field. Saw him hit a ball a couple of years ago against the Blue Jays. It was a half swing, and he shot it out into right field down in Texas. Lots of power the other way.
Tough pitch to lay off. Frazier went for that outside corner.
And he has been dotting that outside corner, but just can't get it as Aaron Seavey holds it there for the home plate umpire Corey Blazer. But it's just off the plate.
Rangers have scored twice here in the top of the 7th. It's a 4-1 Rangers lead. Cruz is hanging tough. You know, I think what we have seen over the years with this Rangers ball club is they adjust according to the count. Early in the count, they'll look fastball. They're veteran hitters, and they know in the American League especially, you're going to get a lot of off-speed pitches with 2 strikes.
And they're good breaking ball hitters. Michael Young's a very good breaking ball hitter. Cruz is a very good off-speed hitter. Beltre, Kinsler. You make a mistake, and they just don't miss.
1-2. Got it. Went right back to his bread and butter. That's down and away. Frazier strikes out a pair to end the 7th. Yu Darvish will take them out after a long layup. Edwin Encarnacion, Eric Thames, and Brett Lawrie trying to cut into the lead.
Until the 10-minute warning in the auction tonight. I got to do some more pushing on some items that I don't think are going high enough. Check out the Practice with the Pro. This is pitching lessons with Ricky Romero. $3,600. The Felting family, well, they got it right now, but you still have time to make your bid. Or what about Father's Day? I've been saying this all game. Best way to impress your dad and get in his good books, in fact, maybe be the favorite. It's only going for $2,600. Great deal. And again, 10 minutes after the last out in the 7th inning, you've still got time. Buck?
Thanks, Ivanka. And Team Unit is going where it should be, 5,800, but there's still room to make some more bids to have lunch with Brett Laurie, J.P. Seavey, and Ricky Romero. That's worth that much without the food.
Yeah. Just to hear what they have to say, right?
So Edwin Encarnacion has stretched his hit streak to 6 games. Hit a home run his last time up. He's also been hit by a pitch.
And that's 4 straight games now that Edwin Encarnacion has hit a home run.
Off-speed pitch, he pulls foul.
The team record for consecutive games with at least 1 home run. You should remember that. 2001.
Junior Cruz.
Yeah, Jose Cruz Jr.
Yeah. Cruz got off to a great start in that season. Delgado, Carlos Delgado hit 10 home runs that April in 2001. Darvish ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Base hit for Encarnacion. You just can't get him out. 2 more hits tonight.
Seeing a ball, staying back, seeing everything from Yu Darvish. And stay hot. They want that ball down and away. Little splitter that hung out over the plate. Edwin sees it, head down. Look at that. Look where his head is, behind the ball and looking straight down.
Edwin, in his past 8 plate appearances, has hit a double, a home run. Then he had back-to-back walks. Then another home run. Hit by pitch, home run. It's all or nothing. And he gets a base hit right there. Boy, he has been swinging a great bat. Encarnacion at first, his average up to 326. He's got 2 hits against Darvish. Eric Thames has a base hit tonight. Darvish's pitch count is in good shape. That was just his 85th pitch. He has averaged 113 pitches in his first 4 starts. So he's got a lot left in his tank. Thames hits this one off the end of the bat. Murphy's got plenty of room. Comes in and makes the catch. Watch the catcher here giving the signs on this pitch to Encarnacion.
No. He wants a curveball game, fastball. No. All right, let's go with the split finger fastball. The 5th choice, and it's a base hit.
How did he hit that? I shook him off 5 times. So Thames has retired. Brett Laurie, he's gone 0 for 2. Takes one downstairs. The Encarnacion home run was the first that Darvish allowed this season. The Rangers have allowed just 11 home runs, the starters. They've only given up 11 home runs, and that says a lot because they play at a hitter-friendly ballpark.
In their ballpark. You know, they're not walking anybody, and they're not giving up home runs.
The Royals starters have given up 8. The A's have given up 9, and now the Rangers, 3rd fewest at 11. 2-0. Darvish went 8 1/3 his last start against the Yankees. He's on extra rest. He is pitching on 5 days rest. Three 3-0. Alexio Gando. Former reliever, former starter, back to reliever. And he's a good arm coming out of that pen. 3-0 to Brett Lawrie. He'll take the walk. 2 on. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. Ron Washington contemplating his situation. He's got a strong bullpen. Their bullpen has really been tough of late. I want to know if he's ready down in that pen. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, just got the sign that the pitcher is ready. First pitch strike with a breaking ball. There's the return sign. Yeah, he's ready. Andy Hawkins is the bullpen coach.
Take the hat off, signal in that he is ready.
Ball and a strike.
I think one way or another, this is Yu Darvish's last batter.
You hope for the Blue Jays. They left him in one batter too long.
Yep. Tying run at the plate. Rasmus look for something here that you can knock out of the ballpark.
1-2. Aaron Sebia on deck. Blue Jays with just 4 hits. Breaking ball gets Rasmus. He strikes out for a second time tonight. 9 strikeouts now for Darvish.
Another breaking ball. Got the get me over curveball to get ahead, and now this one a little bit harder and a little bit lower. Good job by Napoli to block that one.
J.P. Arencibia struck out and grounded into a double play. Goes after the first pitch and loses the bat. Just throw you off stride a little bit with your timing, and being off balance, you lose control of that bat. A little extra pine tar on the handle. He's back in. Ball and a strike. Arencibia with just 1 home run. Encarnacion at second. Lawrie at first. Pops this up. The shallow right. The second baseman Kinsler is out. Makes the grab. And the Blue Jays strand a pair of base runners. We've played 7 complete here at Rogers Center. The Rangers lead at 4-1. You have 10 minutes left to make a bid on the Jays Care auction. Get on the phone.
auction, and definitely one of the most popular items so far that people are bidding on. Team Unit, hashtag Team Unit lunch. That's with JP Arencibia, Brett Laurie, Ricky Romero having lunch on the field at Rogers Center. Laurie said he'd be open to eating steak, chicken, but no vegan meals. So there's your recommendation on that. But get a chance to meet them, chat with them, also take in some batting practice and also the game. So a really cool one there, and that's obviously getting some high numbers, $6,800 right now, but you still have some time. Call in, number on your screen, Bob.
Thanks, Ivanka. 8 minutes and 5 seconds before the end of the auction. Make sure you don't get shut out. There are the numbers on your screen to support Jays Care Foundation. An opportunity to meet JP Arencibia, Brett Laurie, Ricky Romero. Get down on the field here at Rogers Center, watch BP, have lunch, and talk to the guys about what's going on with the team. New pitcher for the Blue Jays will be the left-hander Luis Perez. He is the 4th Blue Jay pitcher of the night.
Numbers went way up after his last outing. He was unhittable until his last outing. Hadn't given up a run. And then 2 days ago, third of an inning against Seattle, he gave up 4 runs. Big blow, that grand slam home run that Perez gave up. But he's been outstanding so far in the early parts of the season.
So he is on to get back in the groove here. He'll be working to the bottom third of the order. The catcher, Mike Napoli, then Mitch Moreland and Craig Gentry. Napoli's been shut out so far. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's done a nice job catching Yu Darvish. First pitch is upstairs. Texas leads 4-1. This is the first of a 3-game series against the Rangers. So we mentioned Texas won 6 consecutive series to start the season before they lost to Tampa Bay on Sunday, losing that series 2-1. Since the All-Star break a year ago, they are 61-31. 30 games over 500. And since that All-Star break, they're the only team in the big leagues that hasn't lost consecutive games.
Wow, that's impressive. And they do it so many different ways, offensively, defensively, starting pitching, relief pitching. They came so close to winning the World Series last year.
Napoli hits it to center field. Rasmus on the run and makes an easy catch of it. Five minutes and 35 seconds. You can bid on a package. John Farrell will be with the skipper for a day. The current bid is $5,800. Those are the numbers right there on your screen. Make a bid to have lunch and talk baseball with the manager of the Blue Jays, John Farrell.
And you will learn something if you go to lunch with that man right there. He's very intelligent, very smart, very into the game.
Great background. He played, he coached, he ran a farm system. He was a pitching coach for the Red Sox that won the World Series, and now he's in the 2nd year as the Blue Jays manager. And then you'll get to watch the game and watch to see if Farrell puts your suggestions to use from the TD comfort zone right down on the field.
There you go. There are the seats that you would watch the ball game from. So if you love baseball and you want to get a little inside info from the Blue Jays, that's your guy.
Then you can have lunch with Brett Laurie, Ricky Romero, and JP Arencibia. Have lunch down on the field. Current bid is $7,200 to have lunch with Team Unit. 4 minutes left to the end of the auction. Get on the phone and pump up those numbers. It's a great cause, the Jays Care Foundation, supporting kids, and you can never argue with that. Mitch Moreland in a hole 1 and 2. Moreland homered his last time up against the left-hander Evan Crawford. And this time he'll wear it. Perez hits him on the back of the shoulder.
Trying to come up and in. Straight fastball, and it's just right on the shoulder of Moreland.
Ricky Romero pitching with the Pro, $4,500. You can have a private pitching lesson with Ricky Romero. Got 3 minutes to make a bid and increase that total. Get it up to $5,000.
Where else are you going to get that type of instruction? Plus, you're doing it for a good cause.
Craig Gentry hit his first home run of the season in his last at bat. Came in the 7th inning. Boy, Josh Hamilton has to sit out with a bad back. Gentry gets the start in center field and does just like Hamilton. It's a home run. Pops this one back out of play. Hamilton off to a great start to his season. So much for worrying about a contract.
Yeah.
Hamilton's a free agent at the end of this season. He's hit 9 home runs. He's batting .395 and has 25 RBIs. Good start to his season.
64 total bases. He's slugging .744.
1-1 on the ground. Escobar at short to Johnson for 1. Back to first, double play. So the Blue Jays get out of the 8th inning, and they still trail by 3. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Sportsnet's charity broadcast auction is over. Those are the final totals and the amounts that people have bid. If you see your name up there, you are a winner. Team Unit, $8,000. Lunch with Team Unit. Father's Day, $2,700. West Coast trip, $5,000. And lunch with the skipper, I believe it was $6,000.
Nice. That a way to step up, everybody. Mike Adams into the ballgame now for the Texas Rangers, the 8th inning man for Ron Washington's team. Mike Adams got a 2-seam sink fastball. He got earned run average at 1.8. He hasn't walked anybody all season long in his 10 innings. He makes you hit the ball. Good 2-seam sinking fastball.
Mike Adams has really stabilized this Rangers bullpen. To give you an idea how consistent he is, since the start of 2009, he has the most holds, the lowest ERA at 1.44, the lowest opponent's batting average at 1.72, and the lowest WHIP at 0.85. And that's among relievers with at least 150 innings.
Yeah, so he's going to be around the plate. He's going to come in, he's going to attack you, and use his fastball.
Blue Jays are anxious to see anybody but Yu Darvish. He held him to a single run on 4 hits and struck out 9. Escobar deep at short. Andrews skips it across just in time to get Escobar. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Clay Buchholz, the starter in that game for Boston, 6 2/3. He gave up 6 earned runs and walked 5. But the offense for the Red Sox putting up big numbers against Oakland. Kelly Johnson tried to bunt it, and Adams busts him inside.
Not a bad idea. And because Adams doesn't walk anybody, gives you any free passes, you got to hit your way on. The defense is really pulled around to the right side and back against Johnson. Blue Jays looking for base runners right now.
Just haven't been able to get much scoring. The first opportunity they had came with a walk and a hit batter and was second. But then Yu Darvish retired the next 3 in order. Adams. That's that breaking ball. Yu Darvish is in line for his 4th big league win. This is his 5th start. 7 innings, 4 hits. He gave up an earned run. That was the solo home run off the bat of Edwin Encarnacion. He walked 2 and struck out 9. He was good. He and Kyle Drabek matched pitch for pitch. Drabek established a career high with 8 strikeouts.
He is looking to become the first Rangers pitcher to go 4-0 in his first 5 starts since 1972.
Kinsler dives, knocks it down from his knees, throws out Johnson. And Kinsler going to his right, made a good play, keep the ball on the infield.
Infield's going to be active with Mike Adams on the mound. Good 2-seam sinking fastball, so he gets a lot of ground ball outs, doesn't walk anybody, so you got to be on your toes. Kinsler robs Kelly Johnson of a base hit with a nifty play at second.
Jose Bautista bats with 2 outs. Blue Jays have only seen Mike Adams once, and that was an interleague play while he was pitching for the Padres in June of 2010.
That was the Earthquake series, wasn't it, out in San Diego?
That it was. Boy, he's got a very tough delivery. A long whipping arm action, and it seems as though that ball never comes out of his hand.
Just look for the ball down.
It's a little lively Batista, huh?
Haven't seen him throw a ball above the belt this inning.
Ball is hit to center field, but Gentry's got room. Boy, he got a good break on it. And Bautista's retired. Mike Adams comes out of the bullpen and has a clean 8th inning.
All right, drum roll. This is it. The Sportsnet charity broadcast auction is officially over. And this is the grand total, $116,890. Just whooped last year's total of 89 grand. Run through some of what the items went for. $5,700 for a private pitching session with Ricky Romero. $6,000 to meet John Farrell, talk to him, check out the game. But the big one that drew a lot of attraction, very popular, team unit lunch. Aaron Sebia, Lori Romero on the field having lunch with those guys. So a lot of fun. Fan pack sold out. And we also have to announce the All Access Contest winner. That was Patrick McGurk. TD, 25 grand donation. So all in all, a fantastic night once again for the 4th annual Sportsnet charity broadcast auction. Buck.
Ivanka, thank you very much. Thanks for your efforts tonight, and thank you to all of you that made a bid and came up with that great total, over 116,000.
Thanks to the players also for giving their time and their effort and what they donated.
Great cause and a great total. Money raised for Jay's Care Foundation, and thanks to TD for that kind donation. Good night. And John Farrell's going to have a nice lunch and talk some baseball with that winning bidder. Ian Kinsler's had an eventful night. He's walked twice, he's scored. He's also flied out and struck out. But if the Rangers are scoring runs, Kinsler's in the midst of it somewhere. He now has scored 24 runs. That leads the American League.
Set a team record tonight for runs scored in the month of April.
Shoots that one past Escobar into center field. Thames gets it back in quickly.
Kinsler was tied with those 23 runs scored for a club record in April with Mark McLemore, who did it in 1998, and Carl Everett in 2003. Got a chance to add to that now with this leadoff single. Ball over the middle of the plate. Nice short swing by Kinsler, right back through the middle.
Elvis Andrus has gone 2 for 4. Nobody out. Top of the ninth. Showing bunt, takes a strike. Fouled back. Blue Jays have turned one double play tonight. Came in the 8th inning with Perez on the mound. Craig Gentry, who could run, he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Mitch Moreland with a hard slide at second, but Kelly Johnson hung in there, made a strong throw to first.
Perez can turn that fastball over, so you'll get a lot of balls on the ground when he is out there.
1-2 from Luis Perez. Gentry's gotten the start here tonight in place of Josh Hamilton, who gets the night off dealing with a back problem. And Gentry had a good game. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Lynn, Encarnacion, and Thames. So Perez would love to keep it a 3-1 game. It's 4-1 Texas. Ball is driven to right. Bautista was positioned perfectly. He makes the catch. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Connected. Here's Ken Reed and Brad Fay. Another big night in the NHL playoffs. Lots of baseball action, and you'll see it all right here on Sportsnet right after this game. One out. Michael Young playing third base tonight. Just gone 0 for 3 with a walk.
How about that? You've got your Gold Glove third baseman on Adrian Beltre DHing tonight, and you're able to plug a veteran in like Michael Young.
Moved all over the diamond. Beltre really looks like he's been slowed by that hamstring issue.
I think he might be DHing this whole series. He was not running too well on his last double.
He's swinging the bat well.
Yeah, he always does.
Perez gets ahead of Michael Young. So 0-1. They went too far. Texas has not won a season series against the Jays since 2009. And this has been a tough stop on the road for them. Just 4-9 over the last 3 years here at Rogers Center. And this is a team that's been to the World Series the last 2 years.
They've had their number here. They've always hit well against Texas Blue Jays the last few years. There's always one guy who rakes against them. Linz, you mentioned his numbers earlier.
Bounce toward third. Glory. That ball bounced and skipped to his right. Didn't have a plate.
A lot of English on that ball off the bat of Michael Young. It hit right off the plate. And when it came down on this carpet here, Brett Laurie had no play. He had no chance. Watch this thing as Laurie goes to reach for it. Watch it take a left-hand turn. No chance. It's like trying to catch a Super Bowl. Remember the Super Bowl? Be bouncing that second time. Whoop, there it goes, right by him.
Yeah, there's a lot of spin on that ball. When it hit the artificial surface, it went hard to Laurie's right, and tough to anticipate that kind of bounce. So Young has an infield hit. Kinsler's at second, and here's Beltre. 3 hits already tonight. His average up to 325. Brett Laurie saw that ball bounce off the home plate, and then that was his reaction to the spin. You can't practice that.
No. Can't anticipate it either.
Woo. 0-2. Upstairs. John Daniels, the general manager of the Texas Rangers, is traveling with the club. He became the 8th general manager of Texas. Promoted to that position October 4th, 2005. He and Alex Anthopoulos have a lot of similarities in their style. They both like to roll their sleeves up and get into the scouting part of things. Escobar goes to Laurie. And they're going to be able to tag out Kinsler. Kinsler had to hold up. He wasn't sure if Escobar was going to catch that ball on the line. And they're able to tag him out as he was trying to advance to third.
6'5" as a base runner. You don't want to get doubled up on a humpback liner like this one. Escobar gets over there. He's thinking about getting it out at second base, but says, you know what? Kinsler's nowhere to be found, so let's get that lead runner. Get that lead right. You see him turn and say, you know what, let's just get it right here. Kinsler caught in no man's land. How much you can do with that as a runner. One of the things that John Daniels has done, I think, as the general manager of the Rangers, is the talent level has really come up since he has taken over.
Brandon Snyder taking over for Beltre at first.
You look out at that Ranger team, and you see a lot of athletes all over the diamond.
Two outs. Upstairs, it's 2-0. Rangers have now collected 10 hits. Important runs to save against Ron Washington's ball club. Blue Jays trail by 3. They don't want to fall any further behind. Young's at second, and the pinch runner Brandon Snyder's at first, and there's a pitch on the corner.
Infield play in the back, especially Kelly Johnson at second base, just to knock the ball down, keep it on the infield. Keep that runner right there, Michael Young, from scoring.
Murphy fights it off. Quite a pitching duel over the first 6 innings. Kyle Drabek matched Yu Darvish pitch for pitch. Darvish gave up the first home run of his big league career in the 4th inning. That made it a 2-1 Ranger lead. And then after Drabek left, Evan Crawford gave up back-to-back home runs to start the 7th. That's all the scoring. Perez strikes out Murphy to strand 2 more Ranger base runners. The Blue Jays will go to the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 3. Adam Lynn, Edwin Encarnacion with 2 hits, and Eric Thames. Joe Nathan in his first year with the Texas Rangers. He's coming on. He's got 5 saves already. This is his 11th appearance of the season.
Already, and good numbers for Nathan. His 5 saves tied for 6th in the American League. In his career against the Blue Jays, he has 9 for 10 and saved chances. 164 earned run average. His fastball is back. He missed some time with Tommy John surgery. But that fastball, curveball, slurve type of pitch is back for Joe Nathan. Big signing by the Rangers this offseason.
Signed a 2-year contract with an option for 2014. That happened in November. Nathan had Tommy John surgery and missed all of the 2010 season. Adam Lind will try to get something going here in the bottom of the 9th. Blue Jays down by 3.
You mentioned how he missed the 2010 season, then came back last year with Minnesota, got into 48 games, converted his final 11 save opportunities. And I talked to scouts at the end of last year, and I asked them about Joe Nathan. They said his fastball's back. Before he got hurt, it was 93 or 94 miles an hour with that good breaking ball. Beginning of the year last year, it wasn't there, but towards the end, it was back.
Hard slider is fouled off. Nathan started out in San Francisco with the Giants. He came up 99 with the Giants, appeared in 19 games, made 14 starts. And then how about that trade from San Francisco to Minnesota, along with Francisco Liriano and Boof Bonser for A.J. Pierzynski. Ground ball off the end of the bat. Shortstop. One down. We'll be right back here for game 2 of this series against Texas. Drew Hutchison will make his 3rd big league start. Hutchison, just 21 years old, has had a chance to look at the Texas Rangers tonight. It all begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time right here on Sportsnet.
Got a chance to sit over there today and watch Kyle Drabek work. Find out what was successful against these Ranger hitters.
Drabek handled them very well. He gave up a 1-out double to Nelson Cruz in the 2nd inning, and then a 1-out double to Elvis Andrus in the 3rd. Edwin Encarnacion is on fire. He was hit by a pitch, homered, and singled. His average now at 326. Big fastball, 95 from Nathan. 2 down.
Joe Nathan said, okay, I know you're hot, Edwin. Here's 3 of my best fastballs. Reaching back for a little something extra. 95 miles an hour with that one. Yeah, his fastball's back.
Yeah. And it's not unusual, even at his advanced age. Nathan's now 37. But you have the Tommy John surgery, you sit out, you go through the rehab, you get into the exercise, and oftentimes you see guys come back as good as ever. Thames off the end of the bat. Texas wins the opener. Joe Nathan picks up his 6th save of the season. Yu Darvish wins his 4th game in his 5th start. Back-to-back home runs by Moreland and Gentry in the 7th. The difference in this ball game. We'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for Connect.